Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni will take place on the 12th of May 2026. Dear Ugandans, following the disputed general elections of 1980, Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, with his political colleagues, decided to go to the bush to fight the illegitimate regime. During the guerrilla war, the National Resistance Council of the National Resistance Movement, together with the High Command under the chairmanship of Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, developed the 10-point program, of which the restoration of meaningful and people-centered democracy was the first and foremost commitment to the people of Uganda. When the NRA took power on 26th of January 1986, Uganda's political and socio-economic affairs were close to a failed state. Consequently, the NRA compatriots utilized the initial years from 1986 to 1996 to set up the basic infrastructure to define a modern state, such as a people-centered constitution, the National Resistance Council, and restoration of security for both persons and property of Ugandans. It was upon this background that the first general elections of 1996 was held under the newly promulgated Constitution of 1995. Since then, Ugandans every 5 years return to the polls to exercise their constitutional and democratic right to elect their leaders and representatives through general elections. So far, Ugandans have enjoyed more than 3 decades of uninterrupted, stable democratic processes. Fellow Ugandans, in furtherance of the original 10-point program, specifically adherence to the democratic governance, on the 15th of January 2026, Ugandans once again went to the polls to exercise their right to democratically elect leaders at both the presidential and parliamentary levels of governance. As the case has been in the past general elections, several political parties presented their manifestos to Ugandans with the view of taking over power from the NRM party. After assessment of different manifestos, the majority of eligible voters representing 71.65% out of the total votes cast found the NRM party manifesto appealing because it was rooted in the correct ideological principles of patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. This overwhelming public trust brought back our visionary leader, His Excellency Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to steer this country for the next 5 years. The choice by the Ugandan masses rested on the firm foundation and correct ideological direction laid by the NRM over the last 40 years, where the following selected achievements are visibly evident. Some of the achievements of the NRM over the last 40 years. Peace and security. The NRM has been able to preserve peace for 40 years with no previous government had ever achieved. This has been done through correct political line, emphasizing interests such as business, markets, services, etc. Instead of identity, tribes, religions, sectarianism, and gender chauvinism. This has enabled NRM government to unite Ugandans politically and create strong national institutions such as the Uganda People's Defense Forces, Uganda Police Force, and Uganda Prison Service, among others. That's how Uganda has become a country that does not generate refugees but instead absorbs refugees. Today, we have 1.8 million refugees in Uganda. This has therefore created prosperity, which is number one historical mission of NRM. And this has been achieved through the production of goods and services and selling them sustainably. Sustained economic growth. In the past 5 years,